looking here? I don't know.
So you're right.
Your morning like last Saturday when they just suddenly tell you Colton Jackson can't play?
Honestly, it was like just kind of I don't know, like at first I was like a little nervous, but then I'm like, Coach Fry had me prepared, you know. I got my offensive linemen with me, and they're all smart dudes, and especially the leadership of Yalda with him there next to me. He can help me out with any questions I had, anything I can do. And really just finding out was like, at first kind of like a stomach dropper, but at the same time like next man up mentality. And it's just like, you're prepared for this, you've studied film for this, you did the scouting reports, you've done everything. It's just, I was ready to go.
You've been on the right side most of the time, rather than the left for practice.
Yes, sir. Most of the time I'm on the right, but Coach Fry will like to. We really started cross-training a lot towards the beginning of the season. We started cross-training a ton. He wanted me both right and left, and I say that really helped me with the game because a lot of the summer I've just been working right, a lot of the spring I've just been working right too. So Coach Fry's cross-training really helped a lot with everything too.
So you were on track. You were playing left tackle in camp till the appendectomy. What did that setback feel like for you?
I mean, losing any practice time in general really kind of will hinder you a little bit, and just like when I look back on it, like it's something you can't avoid. You know, it's just stuff happens and you just got to dig through it. But the setback kind of hurt a little bit, but once we started cross-training again, everything really helped, especially with just getting back into the flow of things. And once I started getting back into it, I mean, camp's camp, and we're practicing every single day, and not being able to string those days when I was injured kind of hurt a little bit. But once we were back in the season, I was back and healthy, and we just started rolling, and just things started to fall back in place.
What's the mentality of you guys been like? Because it hasn't been a coherent, straight-through deal for the line this year.
Just taking it one day, one play at a time, just next man up mentality. And I mean, everyone sticks together. Everyone really is, that really keeps control of our whole group really well. I mean, he takes charge, and I mean, he makes sure you get your job done, and he'll help you with anything you need, and he'll help you with film, help you with stats, anything you need to work, and he'll talk you through blocks and schemes. He'll draw it up for you, and I mean, he really helps out. And just with this next man up mentality, guys are just living in the training room trying to stay as healthy as possible.
I know you cross-train, but you're preparing as a right tackle, and then right before the game you find out you're going to be left. I mean, how much goes into you getting ready to play that position right before the game?
Really, it's just you got to flip a mental switch really quickly. It's all about just really in your head, just flipping your feet. And I mean, it sounds a lot easier than it actually is, but practicing all week at right, I still did a lot of cross training at left too. But I mean, it was definitely kind of a hindrance. But once I got into the warm ups and everything, it started to feel good again. Everything got back into it, and I mean, it's just this end of the day, you flip the play, and I know my guys. I got Yelda right next to me, and help me out with everything I need.
How did you grade out? I mean, were you straight up on assignment and performance?
Yeah, I mean, I think I had two mental errors, and they were just stupid mistakes I made, just antsy, jitters, first start, left side, all this stuff. So, I mean, Coach Fry was very pleased that I did. He's like, when you don't notice you're in there, he's like, that's a good thing. So, just very good that they didn't have to change anything, and I didn't disrupt anything, and I did my best out there.
How about the physical part? Did you feel like you were playing fast physical?
Oh, yes, sir. I felt like I felt fast out there, confident, and just – I mean, the mental game's everything. Once you got your film down, once you got your plays down, you know everything. Like, the game slows down a little bit for you, and you can really get to your spots. And it's just at that point about taking your technique and taking your footwork.
How much pride was there just in keeping everybody sack-free this last game?
Say it one more time?
No sacks as far as the offensive line. Just kind of, what was the pride factor for that?
Oh, very pleasing that. I mean, especially with freshman back there and everything, you want to keep him healthy, and you want to keep him confident in what he's doing. And I mean, kind of had a great game and everything, and you just want to make sure, like us as an O-line, like you never want a sack. It's never acceptable to have a sack. And Yelda's on about that all the time, and we all are really. It's unacceptable to have a sack, and we just, no matter what we do, we're just trying to protect, strain through the whistle and everything.
We didn't see you from, I guess, fall camp of your freshman year until the spring, this past spring. You looked like you had dropped a lot of weight, and then you came out in the fall in camp and looked like you'd put a bunch of weight on. Just talk about, I guess, that journey of losing a lot of weight, adding it back on, and what the thought process was behind all that.
Well, really, it kind of started after the foot, honestly. It really limits what you can do in the training, and kind of the nutrition dropped off and everything, because I didn't want to make sure I bloated up and all that stuff. I still maintained the muscle and all that. And then coming in with Coach True, man, we just ran, we cut down the fat, and we lifted, and kind of the winter was like an acclimatization for me. And it was just like going into the summer, I knew a lot more like about everything, and Coach Chu really helped me with a lot of nutrition and everything, and Coach Craddock, Coach Fry, both, they're just like, we need you to get your weight up, we need to get you up to at least 300 and everything, and I really took that, personal, because it's just like there's no excuse for being undersized, being underweight, and like especially with how big I am too, like I should be at least 300, and so I really dug in this summer and everything, and really dug in because I was just trying to figure it all out in the winter, with new staff and everything, and spring, and then once winter or summer came about, I just really dug in, tried to get as much time in the weight room as I could, as much seriousness with nutrition and everything, and just tried to get as big as I could, and I think it really showed.
Remind me what happened to your foot again?
I broke the 5th metatarsal.
When was that?
That was fall camp last year. Yeah, just kidding.
What was your mindset on Saturday? Because I don't know if you even thought you were going to play on Saturday, or very little. And then when did you find out you were going to start?
Honestly, the mindset was the same as every week. I just go in preparing like I'm going to start. That's what Coach Fry had told me since the spring. He's just like, I need you to prepare like a starter every single day you're here. And he's like, you're always good about it. He's like, you're good about taking your notes. You're good about studying film and all that stuff. And so I just made sure I just kept doing what I was doing throughout the whole season, because you never know. With Alabama, B-Wall had his ankle issue, and I went in, jumped in, and Coach Fry was very pleased with the way I played, and he tried to get me some more reps and snaps and everything. And with that stuff jumping up, like doing the film, doing the scouting reports, practicing, staying extra, doing all that stuff, it's really helped out a ton, especially for Saturday, and just not being just caught out in the water, without, like, up a creek without a paddle,
Hey, Dalton, tonight's the $1.6 billion lottery drawing. If you won all that money, what would you do with it?
It's a lot of money. I'd probably give, honestly, a lot of it to my mom and my dad, just so they can retire. They don't got to worry about nothing. And then I could go buy an island or a country, one of the two. Just run over that for a little while, just hang out there for a little bit.
Going up against guys like Sosa and that defensive line in practice, how much does that help you prepare for the games?
Oh, a ton. Those guys, they're dogs. They're in there and they're working every single day. And, like, if you don't bring your best, like, they will bring the best out of you. And, going against Rambo all fall camp, I can't tell you how much better it made me. It didn't feel like it, at the time. It sucks going against him because you just, like, every little mistake Rambo sees and every little thing, he just attacks and he'll take it over. But, Sosa is just, you can tell he's one of the de facto leaders on that line, and he just, like, he expects the best out of his guys. And when he's expecting the best, like, they're bringing the best out of us and we bring the best out of them, and just kind of feed off of each other. And, they help a ton. It just really gives you a great look.
What have you seen from the Vandy front seven as you prepare for this week?
They're good. They're technically sound, and they're really gap sound too. I think there's a lot of things we can do positively with them, and I'm really thinking that we can really run the ball on them really well. Should be able to get them off the ball and just get them ridden.
What have these 11 a.m. kickoffs been like for you guys?
Honestly, just kind of treat it like a game. The 11 a.m. it's early sometimes. You think about it, but Coach Morris is really good about making sure we get the rest we need. Like, you get your work in, but you get the rest you need. He's always on that. Like, he'll take care of us so long as we put in the work. And with these 11 a.m. kickoffs, like, we get our rest throughout the week. We get our yoga. We get everything. And come Saturday morning, we're in there. Your wake-up calls at like 6:30-ish, and we're up. And we're warming up. We warm up real quickly before breakfast, just get you awake. He expects you. He said, I'll never forget this. He said, you better come down, showered, your hair at least combed. He's like, otherwise I don't have a bucket of cold water and I'll throw it on you, wake you up real quick. So.
I'm curious, tight end production's picked up, I guess, the last few weeks as far as the passing game goes. But what are you seeing from those guys in terms of like run blocking?
Oh, all of it. I can't explain like how awesome it is to, have like a guy come, like when I post it up and have him just come and clean the dude over. Like, those guys have really been busting their butt trying to get their blocks, and like they take it seriously and personally. It's not just like I'm going out on a route and that's all I do. They're tied into the run game. They're tied into protections, and you really tell they're just a part of the team. They're part of the O-line, really. They're an extra part of us, and without them, a lot of our stuff wouldn't be able to work.
How much have you guys learned? You won the first game, then lose 6 in a row. You win this one. How much have you learned about how to handle winning after what you guys went?
You learn a lot about yourself at the beginning. It's a process, but we come in every Sunday with the true Sunday, as Coach Morris calls it, and we just, no matter what, film doesn't lie. At the end of the day, you can try and dress it up any way you want, but that tape don't lie. And we come in, and it's rough sometimes seeing it, just seeing the mistakes that you'll make as a player, and just just really kind of just kick yourself in the butt. But I mean, we really just progressed and just took it one day at a time, one play at a time, one practice at a time, 1 minute at a time. Just every time Coach Morris just says, "This is gonna be the best practice in Razorback history. It's gonna be the best meetings to Razorback history." He's like, "That's all we're gonna do." He's like, "We're just gonna keep trucking along." He's like, "There's a storm right now. We're gonna get through the storm."